Hey everyone, this is Sir Thekos. Welcome back to another video on my channel. And today I will be playing Food Chain Island, another game of the Simply Solo series of button shy games. So it's a regular solo game that just arrived a few days ago. And yeah, I will just show that to you. Instead of going over the rules in detail, I will go over the rules while we play, but it's a very easy game regarding the rules, but a pretty tough game to actually win. So let's get started right away. So first we give the deck a quick shuffle. Oh, my mistake. Except those two. Alright, so give that a quick overhand shuffle. That should be fine. And then we put them in a 4x4 grid. So you see we have all these pretty cool animals here. Let me move that up a little bit. So now you should be able to see everything. So okay, so we have our grid here of 16 animals or 15 animals and one plant. And also we have two sea animals that can help us in our quest. Let's put that here to make it look a little bit nicer. All right, so that's the game. As you can see, all the creatures here have a specific value in the top right. Each value only exists once from 0 to 15. And also they all have an effect that needs to be resolved if they eat another animal or plant. So everything can be eaten that is up to 3 below the number of the animals. So the bat, for example, could eat 5, 4, and 3. And if that is the case, then we resolve the effect of the bat. Our goal is to have a maximum of 3 stacks sitting on the table. Then we win, and we can increase our score even to have only 2 or 1 stack here. To be honest, I managed a few games with 2 stacks, but I never actually made it down to 1. That's pretty tough. It gets even tougher with expansions that are included in the game, but I will not play with the expansions today, just to give you a feeling of how the game actually works. Also, we have two sea animals that have special powers that we can use once a game. The whale can move an animal to any other space, which is very powerful, and the shark can make an animal move one space, and then that animal can eat an adjacent animal or plant of a lower value, but the value doesn't matter. So a polar bear could eat that plant. All right, so I suggest we get started. I will probably not make the best game ever because this game is quite prone to analysis paralysis, so we will not do that. So I will just try to kind of go into a direction and try to find something. All right, so we can see that we have 13, 15, 14 here, so these can eat each other pretty much somehow. Yeah, we could make that, but then they would be at the top. We have like 3, 2, 0, with the 4, 6, 7. So we have the lower numbers all pretty much condensed here. Um, so we would have to try to kind of get everything together in the middle or at one side. So I would try to kind of move in the middle with everything. Problem is we have a 1 here. The 1 is very much on top. And we can't get there at the moment at all. That is pretty tough. Mm-hmm. Now, and you see the analysis paralysis has already begun. So I have no idea how we get to the 1, but there are animals that can lead to discarding other animals. For example, the lizard, if we would eat an animal or anything with that, that would work. So if we got somehow the fox out of the way, we could let the lizard eat a few things here, and then we could get rid of the ant. That might be actually a pretty good idea. Let's do that. So we see the lynx can eat the fox, and next turn the predator must jump over an animal. So moving 2 spaces in a straight line to eat. And the lizard could do that with the mouse. So let's do that. The lynx will now eat the fox. And now the next predator needs to move 2 spaces. So we will take the lizard and make him move 2 spaces here. And now we can discard one unstacked animal. Unstacked, that's important. But I suggest we take the ant. Because the one over there, I have no idea how we will get that anyplace. So let's discard that. All right, so it's not the best, but it's not too bad. We still have the 8 there and the 7. So, but that's something we can work around. So if we use the lizard again to eat the spider, then we could discard another animal. Problem is that the plant needs to be eaten. Because maybe I would like to discard the snake over here. Because that doesn't have the best position either. So, well, but the snake could also eat the rat at some point. Okay, so next turn, the tiger could also eat the wolf or the lynx. Next turn, the predator must move 2 spaces to eat, which would be perfect for the snake. So why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? But I would suggest we eat that first, so we can move around here a little bit, maybe. That might be an idea. That might be actually an idea. So let's just try that. Why not? Why not? But before we do that, let's see here. So the spider isn't too bad either. I think that's even better. The spider can eat the plant. And then we move 2 animals 1 space each. So we move the lizard down. So it's here with the 2 and the 6. And we move the snake down. So now moving everything down, you see we're already trying to move everything in one direction. We still have a problem with the 8, but maybe we can use the lizard to discard that one. That wouldn't be too bad either. Let's do that. Let's already collect that a little bit here. Let's take the 15, should eat the gator, and that just says next turn the polar bear cannot eat. That's fine. We will do that another turn. And now we could use the lizard, discard any one unstacked animal, and we could discard the raccoon over here. So you see, we are really getting someplace now. That's not too bad. Okay, so the 10. So now the 4 is a pretty low number. Well, we could eat it with the bat later on. How we get the bat there, I don't know yet. But we have one animal that we can move here. Let's see. Let's first go with the polar bear and eat that one. So we have that. And we still have our special powers, but let's leave them until the end if possible. So next turn, the predator must move 2 spaces to eat. That would be perfect for the bat. So the tiger will now eat the lynx, and the bat will move 2 spaces here. And now that's one of my most favorite powers. After the bat eats, move it to any other space. So we can just move it. Let's just move it down here. Okay. Okay, so now we have to see what we can do. The snake can eat the rat. And then we can move one animal 2 spaces. Does that help us? Not quite. Not quite. Because if we move that 2 spaces, well, it's going to be in that corner. That's not going to help us. That one is going to move there. Or even up there. That's not going to help us either. So that's not going to help us too much. So maybe we should use... Nah, well, the bat doesn't help us a lot either. So we can't use that power anymore of the rat. That's clear because there's nothing lower. No lower number to eat. I think I already have a little problem. With the snake, we can swap the location of 2 cards. Does that help us? That would help us, actually. That would help us. Let's do that. So the snake will eat the rat. We can swap the location of 2 cards, and then we swap these two, or maybe even these two. That really doesn't matter anymore, I think. But we also have the snake here. Yes, I have an idea. So we will, oh, come on. So we will swap the location of these two, and the tiger will now eat the wolf. Next turn, the predator must move 2 spaces to eat. Perfect. The snake can do that. So you see, there. So we already won the game. You see, we have 3 stacks left. That's the minimum we need to win. So that's good. So let's see. We can definitely win with 2 stacks. So swap the location of 2 cards. Well, we can't do anything that will help us here probably. So let's keep it. Let's just swap these two. So now we have our special powers because we can't do anything anymore. As you can see, nobody can eat anyone because diagonally, as you may have seen, is not working. So we have the whale move 1 animal to any other space. That's not too bad because we could move the polar bear there, and then the polar bear can eat the tiger. And we have one more power. Move an animal 1 space to eat an adjacent animal of any lower value. So we can move the polar bear down here, and any lower value, which is a 7, the polar bear can eat the snake. And then now, as you can see, we actually won the game perfectly with only 1 stack left. And I swear to you, this is the first time I actually managed to win the game with only 1 stack left. So I'm pretty happy about that. I also played Ugly Griffin Inn on camera. You can watch that video on my channel too. And I actually lost the game. That was the first time I lost the game, but this is the first time I win the game this well. So if you look at the instructions, you can see that it says with 1 animal left, we are an ecosystem expert. So that's pretty cool. So that's Food Chain Island for you. If you like the playthrough, let me know in the comments. You can also contact me via Twitter. If you would like to see another playthrough of this game, maybe even with the expansions to make it a little more difficult, let me know. I would love to bring you another video with the expansions. Otherwise, thank you for sticking around if you're still watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, take care everyone, bye bye.